Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our next matchup of the night. We barely survived that last one. Game 7 overtime thriller. I know Ventus, he had to go catch his breath a little bit. I was just watching it. I wasn't even casting it or playing it, and I had to catch my breath there, Ventus. A banger last series, and hopefully this next one here can live up to it as well.
Yeah, and we've already seen one seed fall in the semifinals matchup. This is a 2 seed versus a 6 seed. Bearcats already had one upset to their season. Can they make it two? That's what everybody has on their minds. Will Pineapples be able to continue their dominance? Because when they played against Lightspeed, they looked really good. They were able to play as a team. They were playing really fast, and it's gonna be up to them and Bearcats. Who's playing better? Will Bearcats be able to continue? They played really well against Hydra when they were able to take them down. So if Bearcats are on their game, we could see another upset. But either way, I'm hoping it's a fantastic matchup nonetheless.
Yeah, it's bound to be a fantastic matchup for sure as both teams are in the lobby here. Channel point predictions are up, so you guys last chance to get them in before we start this matchup before the ball kicks off here. So get your predictions in, and I want to hear from you, Ventus, as we got everyone in the lobby ready to go. Who do you got in this one?
You know, I got the prediction correct in the last one. I predicted Venom in Game 7. So I'm on a roll today. That's what I'm saying. And I think I got this one. I think Pineapples are gonna win it. I think their ceiling is the highest out of these two teams. I think Bearcats are going to put up a very good fight, though. I think Pineapples will probably win it in 6. I can just see the offense being too overwhelming for them.
Yeah, we're going to have to see here as this matchup is underway here. Pineapples versus Bearcats, and big story on the Bearcats end here. Aventus in this one. Ragtag Barrel, Hoop are here, but it's going to be Winter instead of Skynewbie. And Skynewbie, a big presence in their big upset win in the first round. Their first ever playoff win for the Bearcats all time. And now we got to try to do it against this Pineapples team with Flip, Toj, and Flashy. And a lot of eyes are going to be on Winter and how he can fill those Skynewbie shoes.
Yeah, and especially the biggest thing I'm looking at, Skynewbie averaged 2.5 demos per game. And that's going to be something that has allowed Hoop Cub and Ragtag so much extra time and space on the ball. He's going to have to, maybe manipulate some demos in his favor, get some bumps, and maybe play a little bit unorthodox, something that he's not necessarily used to, just to try to fit back into this team. But, it could be a new dynamic. Winter could play a first man, be super aggressive, and force get time and space that way. It's not necessarily a one-way street, as we see some early shots coming out for the Pineapples, and Bearcats having to just rely on their pristine defense for the time being. But Pineapples, this is what their bread and butter is. I mean, Flip, Flashies, and Doge, all the top 3 shots per game. I mean, between those 3, they're averaging almost 12 shots per game, so absolutely crazy stuff. If they can shut down the Pineapples offense and kind of put them on the back foot, they take the fire out of the Pineapples' wings.
Yeah, they are most certainly going to try to do so here. And now as we're in this game number 1 here of the semifinals, first semifinal matchup for the Rival League here. Looking to punch a ticket to the grand finals. Pineapples looking to grab this one out here. You're going to send that one down. It's going to be a little bit off, but is there a follow? The ball's going to pop up pretty high. Here comes Flash with a great shot there, but a Winter stepping up big. Wanted to see what he was made of. Able to find a great first save there. Can push that one off to the side with the Pineapples still on the attack there. Ragtag, we saw some very clutch plays in that series from Ragtag Barrel, and trying to set one up here right to Winter, who sends it in the back of the net.
That's such a great play. Good counterattack as well. Ragtag was able to take it from his corner out mid, get the beat on Flip1010, and Winter able to just come through, get an easy, nice little goal. Maybe a little bit of a nerves. They calmed down the nerves a little bit. They got the lead. They got the pressure. They converted very well. They held on defense as well. 4 saves already for this squad. And maybe this is one of the things where they got the nerves out of the way. They got them under control. This is where they can start playing more aggressive. This is where we see Winter kind of shine. This is where we see him do much better. But as I say, that double commit has to come out to make another save. And Pineapple's still on the offense, still as threatening as ever, just looking to convert some chances. Doge popping this one to the corner and flip, looking for a shot. Save coming through. Flash, he's trying to shoot at the demo coming through. But once again, man, Pineapple's not able to convert. Bearcats starting to hang on.
Yeah, and we talk about Winter being the sub here and, you know, trying to fill in those shoes, but something to note is that Winter actually played a lot this season and was a mainstay on this roster here. He is third Ventus in score per game in Rival League, so this guy knows how to get it done. We saw him put that first goal in the back of the net and give the Bearcats the early lead here as we still remain at a 1-0 margin in this game number 1. Ball gonna get 50 across in the midfield hoop. Grabbing this one, trying to fire it down to Winter, but Flip gonna cut it off. Flash sending it back in the Bearcat zone. Flip is just hunting down. He's trying to find some bumps, trying to find some demos. Ball high off the backboard. Here comes Flash for the shot, but it's Hoop Cub on the goal line. Can he find another? Yes, he can. It's gonna go off the post. Can't find its way in the net. A great save there. And a minute 15 remaining here. The Pineapples need to find one Ventus, but it's gonna be difficult with the way this Bearcats defense is locking things down.
Yeah, and I mean, this is also something that Winter does very well. I mean, in his games that you talked about, he averaged almost 2 saves per game, so the defense gonna be there from him. This defense might be a little bit stronger. Something that I didn't really think about is maybe they didn't need Skynewbie there to increase their offense. Maybe they needed Winter here to actually increase their ability on defense to hold on with how pressure heavy this Pineapples roster is, how so reliant they are on the offensive side of the ball. They don't have to play much defense. They aren't really forced to. And when they are on offense, they're so threatening. But if they can keep them at bay, if they can just have great rotations, it's something that could actually be a blessing in disguise that Skynewbie isn't there. I know Skynewbie is a phenomenal player, but maybe just the matchup-wise, Winter actually works better in their favor.
Yeah, maybe here, and with 15 seconds remaining, the Pineapples trying to find one more to see if they can force a Game 1 overtime. Otherwise, the Bearcats gonna come through with a Game 1 victory. This one in the corner, shot towards net. Ragtag has to race back, gonna get the touch off to the side, but the Pineapples looking to keep it around. Flash and Flip both up. The ball is floating too far away, and the Bearcats are gonna come through and take game number 1.
And you know what? Pristine defense. They say defense wins championships, and I mean, that's what Bearcats had to do right there. They were able to hold on. You see the 12 shots to 2 from the Pineapples. I mean, there's such a crazy difference, but you see the 10 saves coming out from Bearcats. So maybe a little bit of the shot differential is Pineapples missed a couple shots there, and the demos coming through from Pineapples, the pressure has been there, but the Bearcats hold strong, something that I was a little bit worried, but Winter, been a great addition, had 3 saves. Hoop Cup had 3 saves. Ragtag had 4 saves and the assist. I mean, they've all did their part. They all played stellar defense. We didn't see any double commits. It reminded me a lot of the Spartans' defense in the play-ins against Pinnacle, where they were just getting pummeled, but they did not break. They did not yield. They were able to hold on, and it was just such a strong defense that all they had to rely on was 1 or 2 counterattacks, and they could just hold on for the rest of the game. So hopefully Pineapples will be able to figure out something. But if they don't, it could get out of hand a little quickly.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that counterattack playstyle, like you mentioned, it can be so deadly. And the Bearcats in that game number 1, they had 2 shots compared to the 12 from Pineapples. But the only one scoring the goal were the Bearcats, so they made the most of their opportunities that they had and able to take that Game 1 victory. And is this team one of these teams that is destined for greatness? We talked about it, finding their first ever playoff win all time were the Bearcats in their last matchup, winning in game number 7 against Hydra. And oh no, a terrible calamity as Doge is going to get credit for the goal.
Yeah, and we see a little bit of mental warfare coming out as well. Doge giving a nice one to Winter, kind of a little bit of an own goal. But we saw it a little bit in the previous series between Fort and Yukio, and we'll see it a little bit here as, you know, Pineapples are able to break through. They're able to find their first one. You know, that might be all that they need for the snowball effect to come through. They got 1 goal away. They saw the defense and rotations crack a little bit from this Bearcats. We saw kind of a double commit there coming through. And the own goal, it's tough. It happens. You have game 1 under your belt. You have the game 1 victory as well. So you have a little bit of that leeway. But you just got to lock back in. You got to keep your rotations smart. You got to stay calm. And especially against this defense, you need to not make many more mistakes.
Yeah, no, you can't make much more mistakes there, especially considering how favored the shots were in game number 1 for the Pineapples. This one pushed off to the side. Ragtag gonna collect this one, trying to scoop with it, but can't quite as Doge gonna push up to the side while Hoop Cub gonna find that block, but it's Flip on the dribble. Hoop Cub gonna be trying to race back there as Winter's gonna be the one making that save. The ball still staying up there. Hoop Cub gonna send it down to Winter, but push back into Bearcats' end.
Yeah, you see Rag. Oh, sorry. I just heard the pause and I kind of took over this. You know, that might be a little bit on me, but some more demos coming through from Pineapples, and they're really just trying to break down the Bearcats. They're trying to see where the holes are, and you know, unfortunately, they just have not found much. Bearcats have just playing very well, especially in the midfield, forcing challenges, and you know, it might be difficult for the Pineapples to break through. They did get the 1 goal, but really, they didn't earn it. They need to get one under their belt on their own fruition. And you know, once that happens, we might see a little bit different of a game. But until then, Bearcats are still looking really good.
Yeah, they are looking solid here as we approach the halfway point here in game number 2. Pineapple's only goal so far in this series was that own goal from Winter. And this one, oh my goodness, we pinched all the way back. Doge gonna get up to that one. Almost an insane cross map pinch to tie it right back up, but instead we're gonna see this ball just into the Pineapple zone. The ball coming off the corner, not quite ready for that read. Hoop over to Winter. Winter off the backboard, looking for the double tap, trying to find it. Can't get that touch though with a follow-up coming through. Winter trying to get in the way, but Pineapple's gonna be able to save that one away. Another good opportunity there for the Bearcats, but they couldn't quite convert. And now this one flying up a long way. Doge, not the touch he's looking for. Ball's coming straight down, trying to find the dunk. His Ragtag, but that one is blocked away again. And now a counterattack attempt. Flash, can you put it on the net? Not quite, but Ragtag is there. And Ventus, a couple of really close opportunities. The Pineapples just a little bit awkward on some of these touches.
Yeah, and I mean, this is something we're not used to seeing. The Pineapple's only limited to 2 shots, and one of them was the own goal from Winter that really wasn't even a shot. So the Bearcats are playing very, very well in the midfield and diffusing pressure before it really becomes a problem. But as I say, that Flip getting a free look at the net, a great pass there from Doge, a miss coming out from both players in Winter and Ragtag, and Flip gonna get a nice, easy one. Unfortunately, the Bearcats' mistakes gonna prove too much this time as Pineapples get their first real goal of the series, but a 2-0 lead here might be enough for them to secure game number 2.
Yeah, that's a second goal there, and this one, the first one, they really worked super hard to own, as not an own goal this time. It's a nice shot from Flip, one of the best scorers in all of Nemesis this season. He knows how to get the job done in front of the net. It's now a minute 13 remaining here. Bearcats gonna have to try to find 2 here. Only amassed 2 shots last game, and now need to find 2 goals here in the final minute. This one pushed off the corner. Doge gonna take control, gonna find a good pinch over the top, gonna chase this one down. Looking for another one there. Gonna find a double tap towards the net. Oh my goodness, the follow from Flip is denied away. That was almost an insane shot onto the net, but not quite meant to be. As now the Bearcats looking to find the attack. Nice touch from Doge again to push that one away the corner. He's making some good touches here after earlier miscues. As Flip sends that one up high. Winter now sending it back, trying to find any sort of counterattack here in the final 30 seconds. The net is open. Can they find a touch? They are going to push it off there just in time, but Bearcats really trying to sell out for this aggression, knowing they need 2 goals. They're going to want to win this game. And now it's Hoop Cub looking to find the flick, but he's denied away. This Flip's going to block that one off. This one off the sidewall. Ragtag dropping this one. It's dropping right down. Can they find another touch? No, Hoop can't quite get to it as the ball's sent off to the side, going the wrong way. And the Pineapples Ventus going to come through and take a game 2 victory.
Yeah, it seemed as soon as the Pineapples really got the lead off of that own goal, we saw a lot more mistakes coming up from Bearcats. They were trying to play more aggressive, and it kind of led to a lot more of those mistakes, a lot more of those double commits, a lot more of those missed touches, and they're bumping each other a little bit more in transition. And even though it looks like the total and the stat line is a lot closer of a game, it feels like Pineapples really took advantage and kind of maintain a lot of the pressure throughout the half. I mean, there's still crazy saves coming out from the side of Bearcats, but you know, once those mistakes and those double commits start adding up, it just creates more and more opportunities for this Pineapple roster. And I mean, Doge almost had that crazy double touch, but unfortunately, I mean, the save comes through. But that's not going to happen every time. We're going to see some crazy goals like that get it going through and finding the back of the net. And so Bearcats, they're going to have to find some more offense. They're going to have to be able to hold on to the Pineapples, and it's a tough task, but it's one that we saw them be able to do against Hydra.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, they have the experience of that long series that we saw in their last matchup, like you mentioned, their first ever win in that postseason. So they would really find that here, and they have a little bit of that experience in the postseason. Obviously, Pineapple's taken a win as well, but they did so in a sweet fashion. And this one just sent back towards the end of Ragtag, forced to jump at the last minute and make that one save to the side there. So now we're into this game number 3. Reminder, best of 7s here. So we're into the semifinals now, so long series. This one off the corner. Ball getting blocked out in the midfield. Pineapple's looking to keep control now. Flash off the ceiling. Gonna find another touch around one. Ragtag gonna be blocked, but Flash is gonna fall on that one, but it's gonna go right to Doge, who gets the shot of the Pineapples, bringing the one striking first.
Yeah, and you know, maybe not the most intentional passes there from Flashy, but it works out really well. Doge is there for the fall. The third man commits early, but it doesn't matter because it's such a great shot there on net. And Pineapples, they find the goal that they've needed. They've finally broken through the defense very cleanly, and we've only needed 2 shots this time to be able to do so, both coming from Doge. So Flashies and Flip just playing possession, getting the couple beats in the midfield, and pushing their way closer to the Bearcats net, waiting and just getting those quick touches around the players, forcing the Bearcats out, and the Bearcats just kind of falling for it. They're getting baited. They're not fake challenging enough. They're not really forcing them to throw the possession away, and they're kind of being a little bit too dive happy because they have not really gotten that much pressure. They've only had but really one real offensive opportunity where they've gotten the goal off of it in game number 1. They have yet to score for about 8 or 9 minutes here, so gonna be a tough ask, but Ragtag a great clear there to try to help them out.
He's able to push Flashy off that boost there. Is this ball a little bit awkward again? As Hoop forced to send this one back. Ragtag gonna hit it off the wall to Demo. Comes through on the side of Bearcats. Hoop now looking to stay with this one. The ball pitched back out there, gonna fly up high in the midfield. It's floating. Ragtag trying to drop this ankle down towards the net off the backboard there, but not quite a follow from anyone on the Bearcats end here. As Ragtag dropping down to Winter. Winter gonna get bumped in the way as there it looks like to be a Rule 1 in the net there in the playoffs. You're in the semifinals, sticking to it right there. As this one is pushed off to the side, so temporary 2v2 here, Ventus, and is it in favor of the Bearcats? It is! It's Winter and company putting that one in and tying things up.
Yeah, you just see, since they were already in their half, they had low resources. You saw Doge there with absolutely 0 boost, and I mean, maybe it was a smart Rule 1 play by Hoop Cub trying to just take the one player that had the boost originally and Flip1010 completely out of the play, take his resources out of the option and opportunities. But as I say that, a shot coming through from Flip to try to open up the scoring once again for Pineapples. Bearcats holding on though. A very awkward turn of events, and Doge actually an awkward turn of events there as well, as he's not able to find the touch, and Bearcats just gonna well, not luck, but they're gonna find another goal here off of a 50 gone wrong with Hoop Cub and Flip, the 2 players who were in the Rule 1 previously, and Bearcats gonna take the lead. Interesting turn of events. Pineapples back on the back foot after seemingly in control throughout most of this game.
Yeah, they have been in big control. As a big miss comes through Hoop Cub, he's going to take it all the way down the court into the back of the net there. And what a turn of events here, Ventus, from up 1 to down 2.
Yeah, and there's some big swing and misses coming out from the Pineapples. Doge was the first one, Flip now the second one to kind of commit really fast as third man, being aggressive as they are. That does and can tend to happen, as we see another miss there from Flashes. It might be another open net, but Winter not going to be able to find that one on target, and Ragtag gonna get a beat out. Flashy's last man back has to pop this one away, and the Bearcats, they are super happy that this happened the way it did. The 2 goals give them a 2-goal lead now, and all they have to do is play the good defense that they've been doing. They have limited the Pineapple scoring very frequently, and so it seems like they don't even need to limit the scoring of the Pineapples when they're going to just score more on their own. A great double tap there, a good beat from Ragtag, leaving a perfect shot, a good follow-up from Hoop Cub. Doge not expecting the double tap to come through, and Bearcats a 4-1 victory. Not something that I really expected, but I mean, we saw it with the Pineapples last season when it was Flip and Marco. Flip kind of came under pressure, kind of didn't have the best of series in the quarterfinals, and you know, maybe he's got to lock back in. He got beat. He had a crucial missed touch there as well, so gotta look towards him to really step up, as he is also only having 74 or 76 points now on this game. Really gonna have to step up for the rest of the series.
Yeah, and that's the guy you want to step up. I mean, 3rd in goals per game in all of Nemesis this season, so he really knew how to get it done. Now they're going to need some of those goals if they're going to take this game 3. Otherwise, they'll find themselves down 2-1 in this series. This one, dribble over the top. Big pinch comes through from Flash and Flip. Ball pops up. Doge and Flash both jumping for this one. But Winter is going to meet him at the apex. As now Flip going to find a touch. Looking to send it down towards the net. But that one's going to be parried away here as we're down to a minute left in this game number 3. Flip now. Going to find that block. Ball out in the midfield going towards the net. Hoop is going to get this one, just going to pick it up nice and slow, try and take control. One of the best dribblers that I've seen in Nemesis, especially in the Rival League this season. And this one's a big opportunity, but they can't get it across the midfield. The demo left some space, but the Pineapples still could not capitalize.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a great demo. Doge was able to get past that 3rd man, get the demo on him, and Flashy just couldn't speed the ball up enough, didn't get quality enough touches to allow it to go into the midfield quick enough. Winter was able to respawn, kind of get in the way as well, and so Bearcats still going to be able to hold on, and Pineapples really struggling to get offense going, and you've seen them time and time again. They're kind of going for these really aggressive plays. They're not able to find them. They're constantly making mistouches on the ball. They're double committing. It's very uncharacteristic from them, and I think it's because they're really struggling with breaking through this Bearcats defense. Bearcats have been playing so phenomenally, and Pineapples, they're starting to feel the pressure. They're starting to get a little antsy. They're making more mistakes because they are so anxious to try to break through this defense that they're constantly making more and more mistakes. And you saw Bearcats, they didn't have to do too much. They got 2 free goals. Doge missed and Flip missed his 3rd man, and then there's the 50 goal that just kind of trickled towards the back of the net. And so Bearcats really got 1 or 2 concrete goals in that game, and it was enough. I mean, they would have been enough regardless. And they go up in the series. They look pretty good. I'm really looking for Pineapples to step up. I mean, Flashies and Flip, both, they're the number 1 and 2 player rated in all of Rival League, and you talked about Flip being the number 1 or number 3 player in all of Nemesis in goals per game. So both these players really going to have to step it up. The speed might have to increase because they aren't getting the clean beats that they need to or used to. The demos might need to increase because even when they did, it wasn't good enough. They weren't able to capitalize on it on the back line. And I mean, maybe just the offense is out of sync right now.
Yeah, it does look a little bit out of sync, and you know, maybe after that Rule 1, it kind of threw him off. And I was going to bring it up too, Ventus, the Rule 1 happened so quickly. But that was Flip, you know, the best, you know, we talked about the best goal scorer, one of the main contributors on this offense. And the Bearcats took him out. And then from there, everything just went downhill for the Pineapples. There was nothing left in the tank for them. And, you know, I think it really threw them off their game. And now looking into this game number 4, Ventus, you know, I wouldn't call it a must win here, but this is a pretty big win for Pineapples to at least get some momentum.
Honestly, you know, I'm going to one-up you. I think this is a must-win game for the Pineapples. I think if they lose this, the mental's not going to be intact. They are going to be panicking. They're going to be really rushing. The shots aren't coming through anyways, and we just see that the Pineapples, they don't look to be on their A game right now. They need to tighten things up. You can't let things slide further out of control. You need to at least get a game here so that you can still have more time. Even if you get hot late into the series, you have that ability. If you go down 3-1, it is infinitely harder. You don't have any more wiggle room. At least if they win this game, they have that extra wiggle room that they can continue to work on things and find out the best way to attack this Bearcats lineup. But it seems like they have not been able to do that so far. And I mean, 3 games in, and I mean, that's a great shot. That you know, might make me eat my words a little bit, But 3 games in, they have not really figured out this defense. A good fake there from Flip kind of throws them off.
Yeah, no, Flip just jumping up there. Had to make him think a little bit, and then Doge comes through with a big follow. Able to sit in the bottom, and then Bearcats can't quite get it away. And yeah, maybe there is the offense that can allow them to extend their life a little bit more in this series. As Doge now send this one towards the net. Winter gonna push this one in the corner. Not gonna stay with it, but Flip is gonna be on this one. It's sent out now. Hoop gonna be blocked off there. Ragtag sending it down to Hoop in the corner. Hoop trying to find something. This one gonna go off the ceiling. A nice little redirect there from Doge. As that one is gonna get around. Pineapple's looking on the attack. Flip trying to find off that pass there. But instead, this one is gonna be blocked. Hoop now taking this one up. Big dunk by Doge. Looking for the demo there, but Ragtag on that defense. Gonna hold it strong here. As we're in the middle of game number 4 here. And the Pineapples really starting to put some offenses. Flash, he's looking for something crazy there. But it does seem like now Ventus, after they found that first goal, the Pineapples are really turning up the aggression.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's really what they need. They need to figure out how to break down this Bearcats defense, and they haven't really been able to do it that much. It's taken a lot of effort. They had to play very well and not allow many counterattacks, and I mean, that's just what the Pineapples are learning to have to do. They're having to kind of play a little bit differently than they're used to, is they're having to not commit their third man as hard as they'd like to. Their shots aren't going to be able to come through from that third man that they've been wanting to, and Pineapples, they have not allowed a single shot on their net yet. They've been playing very exclusively in the Bearcats half, but still, they've only gotten 1 goal to show for it. Usually by now, we'd see Pineapples have a 3-goal lead. They can just play very confidently, very aggressively without much, worry about consequences. But with a 1-goal lead or a tie game, they have to worry, and it looks like they might get a counterattack goal this time, as one shot comes through from the Bearcats and it turns into a counterattack and a quick goal there. All players from the Bearcats committing, and Pineapples gonna take advantage, something that isn't gonna come very frequently with how well the Bearcats defense has been playing, but maybe they can capitalize more on this counterattack style, try to bait the Bearcats into bad shots and then turn it into quick goals.
Yeah, and that one, Bearcats really trying to push the aggression here, trying to find something. Instead, all they'll find is a counterattack, as this one sent off to the backboard. Might be able to find something here. Big miss from Doge, and Hoop is going to take advantage. And the Bearcats now back within 1.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Flashies gets beat out. It was a good touch there. A bad mistake coming out from Doge. Very awkward, though. You see Doge and Flashies kind of on the same rotation path. They were going to try to commit on the same ball. And you just, unfortunately for them, it's going to be a very tough time when you have a player like Ragtag or Hoop Cub who's very quick to the ball, able to get that one there, and Hoop Cub trying to get another shot going. And this Bearcats roster changing up what they're doing each time they're playing. They're trying to play more in the midfield. They're trying to play more aggressive, but they're still trying to keep this airtight defense. And Winter might have gotten a shot on target, but the post really going to help them out there, and Pineapple's going to luck out a little bit with able to keep the lead.
Wow, that was a couple of close chances there, Ventus, as they almost found the back of the net. The Bearcats desperate to sell out here to try to force at least overtime in this game number 4, try to put themselves 1 win away from their first ever Grand Finals appearance. As Hoop gonna send this one out, this one off the wall here. Flip gonna find that touch, but Ragtag sends it up high. Double commit comes through from the Pineapples. Winter gonna make a turn, but demoed for his efforts. This one popped up, blocked by Hoop. Ball out of the midfield, floating. Ragtag sending it towards the net. It's got to be Doge to make the touch. Gonna find something here. Winter sending it towards the net off the backboard. They're trying to get to it, and Pineapples, they do find a way to clear it away. Final seconds of regulation. Pineapples trying to find a dagger here. Flip off the corner there. This one sent a long way. Flash is over on the side, trying to find that one. It's going to be pinched off to the sidewall. It looks like it's getting the Pineapples attacking this ball first. They're going to fake it down into the ground, and they are going to tie this series up at 2. And Ventus, I love some guaranteed Forbidden Temple.
Hey, I love the long series 2-2 game, very close games as well. We see that the shot total is very close. Bearcats kind of tightened it up towards the end. They did falter a little bit in the beginning, which allowed the Pineapples to kind of get their 2 goals. But I mean, the shot totals are the same, save totals are the same, demos are almost the same. Both the pineapple goals are kind of off solo plays, and that mistake there from the Bearcats. And I mean, really, it's gonna come down to the wire. I think it's very close. Both these teams. I mean, Bearcats are playing phenomenally. I think they're playing very much up to the pineapples. The defenses have been absolutely stellar. The pineapples are having trouble breaking through. Whoops. And we hopefully will get to see another game 7. That would be absolutely phenomenal. I think that would be the icing on the cake, is if we could just have all game 7s tonight. I think I would probably have a heart attack, which might not be good for me, but might be good for all the viewers.
Hey, you know, we always love the content, especially when it comes to these semifinal matches. That's why we always want to get them all on stream. It's just so exciting when you get to this playoff time here, and this series has definitely brought us some excitement early on with the Bearcats going up 2-1, but it's been so back and forth between these two teams. We're tied up as we're into a pivotal game number 5. The winner of this one will put themselves 1 win away from the rivalry grand finals, and it's a shot out for Ragtag Barrel. He's coming back around. Watch out there as Doge is going to get up to Bearcats. Attackers go for that one. A big miss. The net isn't open. No Hoop is racing back just in time for Doge with a massive dunk. He's trying to find the bump, but it's Ragtag instead. Some chaos early on. Hoop is going to take the fake. Flip is trying to go in. A redirect attempt. Some chaos early on. Demos raining on the pitch. Pineapple's trying to take a shot. And oh my goodness, Ventus, a chaotic first minute as this one is finally pushed off to the side.
Yeah, the bumps and demos coming through very early, trying to open up the path. It seems like that's the path the Pineapples have decided to take. They're looking for the bumps, and this one gonna be an open opportunity as another missed rotation, and I think a bump coming through, as it looks like a great bump there from Doge on Winter, opening up the scoring path for Flashy's good follow-up. Gonna be Pineapple's way to score against this Bearcats lineup. This is something they have not tried before. It's something that has worked out, at least right now. And we'll have to see how the Bearcats handle it, how they're going to be able to score and keep up with the offense abilities of the Pineapples while still being able to play the defense with basically a player breathing down the back of their neck at every single moment.
Yeah, no, the demos and the bumps are just so massive when you got players of this caliber, some of the best in the rival league on the pitch right now, trying to show up and do whatever they can to lead their team to a victory. This ball's dropping down. Doge, one nice touch and Flash. He may even bump into Bearcats defenders right there. He's gonna look to snag some boost on the backside. This ball pops up. Winter looking to push it down, but Doge is right there, sending that one back towards the net. Double commit comes through from the Bearcats, but gonna be pushed off for the moment there. Some mistouch comes through, gonna be sent off to the side. Pineapples looking to keep the attack. Winter passing it back, but it's only gonna find off to the side. Demo is gonna come through there. As this one be controlled by Ragtag. This one popping up, trying to get the bump there, but Hoopcup holds it down, pass in the midfield for Flip. This one sent down. Winter trying to find a redirect with Flash, able to get back just in time to push that one off. So now Ragtag, he's looking for the bump, but Flash was ready for it to help his team out there. Cleared this one away. Step back on the attack. Ball can be tapped by Winter. Ragtag sending it across, looking for Hoop, but only going to find Doge, who's taking this one off the ceiling, dropping it down. A great passing play, but it's spit out there by Ragtag Barrel. He does not want that one to find the back of the net, trying to keep this only a 1-goal margin here, as we've got 2:15 remaining in this one, Ventus, and the Bearcats are really trying to break out of their zone.
Yeah, I mean, you just see so many cuts in rotation from the Pineapples. Another shot coming through, and that one gonna find the back of the net as a great pass there from Flip, a good shot. And you just see time and time again, these Pineapples players, they're trying to just wait and see if the mid boost is there, instantly turning. They're trying to take the corner boost and then instantly turning for the ball, even if they don't get it. They're able to just constantly hold the line up in the Bearcats almost net. They can let one player stay a little bit back in the midfield, wait for a potential clear to come through, pick up the free ball, and another shot coming through from Flip, but a crazy save coming through from Ragtag. This might be a counterattack opportunity with Hoopcup trying to pop this one to the backboard. Doge, not a great touch. This one might be an own goal. And no, Winter not able to find the shot. Absolute diabolical. Ragtag there. Wait, this net is open, and Bearcats gonna get one back. I don't know how they were able to stay. It looks like Flashies was bumping Flip. Winter then gets the follow-up bump on Flip. And man, absolute crazy turn of events. A crazy save from Ragtag turning into instant offense for the Bearcats.
Yeah, I think Winter was actually trying to read that touch there. Wasn't expecting to miss. He did get one bump, and then the Bearcats were able to find it through. And now all of a sudden, only down by one here in such a big game number 5. But you got to get up for this one. Winter is able to send that one off to the side. Flip out in the midfield to Doge. Looking for something there. Can't quite find it. Ragtag on this one. Going to find the 50 off to the side while the Bearcats got to push some pressure here as Winter sends it a long way. Forcing Flip to jump up. He's going to push that one off his backboard. It's ball dropping down. This Flash is going to send it up high. Ragtag to the corner. Doge on the control there. Not a lot of boost to work with. Just playing it slow. Playing it low. This one popped up. Flip taking to the sidewall. Can leave it for Flash. It's towards the net, and the net is wide open. There's nobody back from the Bearcats there. And Flash going to extend the lead once more.
Unfortunately, this has kind of been the trait of the Bearcats. Once they get down, they start trying to play more aggressive. They're not relying on their counterattack style, and we see a little bit of rotation issues where they're not leaving a third man back enough, where they're not able to cover, and we see that has been the kind of kryptonite for this team. Their defense has been so amazing, and almost a great shot there. Another bump coming out, which are there for the follow-up, though. They put themselves back within one goal, and I mean, a beautiful play. And luckily this time, they don't make any rotational issues as Winter is able to convert it. Hoop Cup, though, was very close. The rotation there, very dire and very aggressive to try to do it, try to get the goal. And when it doesn't come to fruition, the Bearcats kind of put themselves in a really bad spot, kind of shoot themselves in the foot, if you might. And they kind of put themselves in a hole where now they open themselves to counterattacks. Their defense has been locked down and really good, and we might see another shot opportunity. And I mean, great beat in the midfield from Hoop Cub, and all of a sudden this game is tied, and I don't know how this has happened.
Yeah, and Flash just looked like he went for the mid boost and was really expecting maybe a teammate to follow up behind him, and unfortunately Flip was way too far back. Flash needed to make that touch, and instead it's going to be Hoop and the Bearcats tying it up, trying to steal away this game. It's now tied up at 3 here. Winner put themselves one win away from the grand finals. This one is sent back off to the side here. Ball to the corner here. Flip now trying to get to that one. Can't quite find that touch, but he is going to pop this one up high. Flash faking it out, maybe leaving it for a teammate, but the Bearcats not to be faked there. Final 14 seconds of regulation in game number 5. Ragtag, he's going to send it back down. Flip, what does he got for this one? Going to pop it by 1. Going to snag that boost, but the ball's dropping down in the midfield. Pineapples sending this one down, but nobody is going to connect, and we have overtime in game 5.
Yeah, and these rosters have gone back and forth. The bumps have been very crucial. The Pineapples getting a few extra missed touches there towards the end, getting a little bit beat in the midfield, trying to play a little bit too aggressive, trying to commit too fast with no boost. The rotations have not been coming through, but this is a rotation coming through. What a save coming out from Hoop Cub and absolutely keeping them in this game. I mean, absolutely beautiful. This follow-up comes through from Ragtag. Hoop Cub gonna put this one out there. Winter needs to make a fun of their save, and what a save coming again as another shot looking to come through. One player back, and that's Ragtag. He's not able to get the clear, but Hoop Cub is, and he's able to keep them out of it. Absolute crazy back to back to back. What a saves coming through, and this one might be a mistake coming from Flip. This one gonna be back into the midfield. Hoop Cub trying to put a shot on target, and Bearcats looking to try to take this. I mean, the way that the first series went tonight, Rockerman, was the underdog took game 1, 3, 5, and 7. So far, it's been the same trend. Bearcats have taken games 1 and 3. Pineapples have responded, but will Bearcats be able to take game number 5?
Well, if they can keep that defense up, Ventus, I'm all on the train right here. All aboard the Bearcats as they are trying to fly to another victory here. And after those clutch saves, it's hard to bet against them, but the Pineapples, their offense has been so strong all season long. They're hunting for more here. But they got a little room here. It's up to Winter. Can he find the angle? He does, but Flash is back in the net. Able to make the save. Flash send this one up high. Looking for Doge. Doge gonna win it off the corner. Is there a follow? Hoop Cub can't find that one. Winter can't find that one. The ball is floating there for Flip. He wasn't quite ready for 2 players to miss that ball. Had to play safe as that third man. And now Flip trying to turn it back in. He's gonna push this one across the side here. Winter taking control. Flash bumped off this one. But here comes Flip. Bending it down. Ragtag. He's going to push this one a long way. The Bearcats now trying to find an attack. Flip with a big demo. Hoop Cup got to make this touch. Going to pop it up high. The Pineapple send it down. Doge. He's going to collect this one. Going to stay up high. Going to try to find that 50. Ball just going to stay in the corner. Flip now off that one, but Flash a little far back. Hoop is going to find that bang. Flash, again, going to cut this one off. As a demo, opened up some space off the backboard. Doji's going to find that touch, but the Bearcats are on the attack, looking for the bump there, but Flip is going to clear that one away. We stay tied at 3 apiece here in this overtime. It seems like only a moment away from finding a goal here, Ventus, as both these teams are playing very solid, as Hoop is going to send this one up off the backboard. Ragtag looking for the double tap. Oh my goodness, Ragtag barrel.
Oh my gosh, Ragtag, beautiful shot, beautiful beat on the double commit coming out from the Pineapples. Bearcats put themselves in position to win this series. They're on match point now. Dangerous territory for the Pineapples. They need to win Game 6 and Game 7. And I mean, such a beautiful shot. Good speed from Ragtag. Absolute peaking. 4 saves to the name. 2 goals. 930 points coming out. I mean, the saves were absolutely beautiful. He had that one pinch save off of his own crossbar that led to a goal earlier in this game. He had the final double tap. He sank the dagger for this game number 5, and they look ready. They look like an upset may be here. Pineapples, I said they were going to win in Game 6. They have not looked up to the standard that the Bearcats have. The Bearcats have looked like the more threatening team right now, and that's with the sub of Winter, somebody who they have not played super frequently with towards the second half of the season. And the Pineapples, they need something to change.
Yeah, they do need something to change here, and they've had some great offense, but the defense has been so huge from the Bearcats, and they turn it into offense, and Ragtag Barrel has had a masterful playoffs thus far. Another huge highlight, signature moment from Ragtag, and now it's got to be all eyes on the Pineapples. Do they have someone that can make a signature moment here? And you got to look here, Ventus. You got to look towards the man we all know and love. You got to look to Flip1010. What does he have in Forbidden Temple here?
Yeah, and you really gotta hope he can step up, as it looks like a kickoff goal might come through. That one off the post, though. Gonna bounce up. A bump coming through. Flip has a shot opportunity, but a great save gonna come away from Hoop Cub. Another beat, though, in the midfield. Flash is there for the shot. A double commit coming through as well from the Pineapples. An early offense for the Pineapples has not netted anything, as we see constantly this defense of Bearcats holding strong. And, you know, Flip1010, he needs to step it up. I know he is a very great player. I mean, he's the #1 player rated in Nemesis. He needs to come clutch when it matters most, though. You cannot have a lackluster game when it comes down to the wire, and him and Flashies are really who I'm looking to. I think Doge has had a very solid series. He's had a couple mistakes, though, on the defensive half, but I think him on offense has really done very well. So Flip and Flashies, #1 and #2 player rated in Rival, need to step it up if they want to force a Game 7. And, you know, that's what I'm hoping. I'm always hoping for the content. I'm hoping for the Game 7 and maybe even the Game 7 overtime.
Well, we'll have to see here. It's all on the Pineapples here in Forbidden Temple, the home of craziness and chaos. And Nemesis, as a big miss, comes through, and it's going to be the Pineapples hungry for game number 7.
Yeah, and Ragtag just a little bit too aggressive there, trying to get up very quickly for the read. Isn't going to be able to make it. It looked very reminiscent of a couple of the Pineapples misses from earlier in this series, but the later into the series it gets, the more crucial it is to be able to play to perfection. And Ragtag had a great game in game number 5, but he's going to have to continue to put up a dominant performance in game number 6 if he wants to close it out here and not allow the Pineapples to come through with a potential game 7 alert. And Pineapples looking to get it started. Flip1010 looking for a pass, and Ragtag just one man back, one man to beat, but he cannot do it. Winter having to collect this ball, having to keep it in his possession, but the Pineapples, ever so threatening, just continue to add on the pressure.
Yeah, they are always threatening, always looking for their opportunities here. Counterattack, straight aggression is a demo. It's going to open up some space. Ragtag going to fake it out. Going to force a hit from Doge. This one's dropping down towards the net. Winter is going to find that one. Gonna send this one up high. Flip is looking to pass it back, but it's gonna be Winter who's gonna get it over the top there as the ball pinches down in the midfield. Flash and Flip both in the same exact spot there. Ragtag gonna send this one up high off the backboard hoop. Not a lot of boost, but he's gonna send it to the wall. Winter is racing out to this one. Gonna win that ball in the midfield. Demo attempts coming through. Flash is trying to avoid everything. He's trying to take it all himself there, but it's gonna be pushed off to the side by Winter. As this one popped up high, Ragtag sending it down. This one off the ceiling, going to be dropping towards the net, but Hoop is going to make that save here. the Pineapples again, looking to attack, looking for a bump there. Big 50 comes down. Flip is trying to come through, but Ragtag, he sends it out. The net is open. It's got to be Doge racing back. This one a little bit too high. Not going to find its way down, but another demo is going to open up a little bit more space with Doge. He's going to be the one sending it down, trying to get it over the top of the last here. But Ventus, 2:15 remaining here in this game number 6. The Pineapples holding on, but who knows for how much longer.
Yeah, they have not really been able to hold the Bearcats to not scoring late in the game. That's where Bearcats have done most of their damage, but Flip looking to do damage here as he's going to find a lapse in the rotations. A double commit push coming through from Hoop Cub and Ragtag, neither really in the correct spot. Hoop Cub kind of going up, the comms not going to be there. A little bit of panic setting in to the Bearcats. They were very close. They have the match point. They need to be able to finish it. They need to keep Pineapples out of this game, but Pineapples, they were able to score, and who better than Flip1010, able to find the back of the net and kind of put them on Game 7 alert with a great assist from Flashies. But here we go, Hoop Cub trying to get a flick. It's over Doge. This one barred down. Ragtag there, but not going to be on target, and Pineapples hold on once again. Bearcats having to retreat.
Yeah, and that was another great counterattack opportunity. Obviously, great goal by Flip to give the Pineapples that cushion lead here. But this one sent back, got to be a triple commit to parry that one away. And the Bearcats gonna need to make some offense if they want to avoid a game number 7. This one pushed off the wall. Hoop Cub sending it up. One blocked off by Flash. Doge off the side wall. Ball can be pinched down. Winter gonna find that touch. His Ragtag dunked out by Flip. It's just dropping towards the net. But that one, Hoop is going to get there in time. Able to save it away, keeping it at a 2-goal deficit. But only 60 seconds remain here in this game number 6. And Flip, he wants game number 7. He's feeling it.
You know, that one might be the dagger. Beautiful shot, top right. I mean, a great 50 from Doge. 2 players back on the Bearcats, but they were not able to make the save. Flip doing his best to keep them in the series. A beautiful game 6 for him. And, I mean, 2 goals, 5 shots. This Pineapples team back in form. They've accumulated 11 shots now. They're looking to take it to Game 7. A bump there coming through. Flip there for the follow. He gets his 3rd. Flashies with his 3rd assist. Call him a playmaker. Call him a goal scorer. Give him the hat trick for Flip. Give him the playmaker for Flashies. This Pineapples roster is ready for this Game 7, Rocker Man.
Yeah, and there is going to be some big momentum unless the Bearcats can find something here at the end of this game number 6, because the Pineapples and their offense, their 2 dynamic players, have stepped up big. We saw Doge a lot in this series, but in this game number 6, you want the stars to shine, and they certainly have for this Pineapples team here. And now, final 30 seconds here of game number 6. The Bearcats looking to find something here to build on, to take into this game number 7, a win or go home, an opportunity for your first grand finals ever, your org's first grand finals since season number 8 there. And they're going to try to make something happen here as this one popped up high, dropping out in the midfield. Bearcats looking to find one. Ragtag off the backboard, looking for the double, but off the inside out there is Flip with a denial there. He does not want them to have any momentum. He wants to send one more in the back of the net at the final seconds, but it will touch the ground here, Ventus, and we've got some more great words for you. Game 7.
Those are music to my ears. I am so excited. Pineapples look like they've refound their momentum. Bearcats making a little bit too mistakes. They're trying to play too aggressive. They need to go back to what has worked, and it's those counterattacks. It's the defense that's worked out for them, and just waiting for the Pineapples shots to come through, waiting for them to be overzealous, wait for them to make a mistake. But Game 7 is what it comes down to. Who wants it more? I talked about it in the last series. You know, this is actually the same turn of events, the same trend as the first series of the night, where we had the underdog taking games 1, 3, and 5. The 1 or 2, the top seed taking games 2, 4, and 6. Will Pineapples be able to change that narrative, or will Bearcats be able to complete the upset like we've seen earlier today? You know, maybe we just copied and pasted the scripts for this game to the last game, and you know, I'm not one for to be opposed to that. I think Game 7, maybe we see an overtime here.
Well, maybe here, but what we do know, Ventus, a guaranteed is that the winner of this one is going to move on to the grand finals. The losers, their dreams will be dashed here. And it all comes down to this in game number 7 here of the Rival League semifinals. It's been back and forth all series long. These teams have been trading punches back and forth, but who will deal the final blow? As Winter gonna control this one in the corner here. Ball popping up the pineapple, starting on the attack there. Hoop Cup gonna make the touch. Flash off the backboard, looking for another read. The ball is floating up, but here comes Flip, but he can't quite get that one down on target. This one ricochets off the corner. First goal, ever so crucial in a game 7. Can the Bearcats get some momentum after the pineapples punch him in the mouth? It's a big miss right there, but Doge is gonna be able to get back to it as Winter sends this one high off the ceiling. Flash able to push that one out off to the sidewall there. Ball up in the midfield. Flash off the backboard. Bearcats, their defense so strong so many times. It's Ragtag Barrel on the dribble, but he's going to be deleted by Flip there. Off of that opportunity is Doge now looking to take it down. Flash off the corner. Denied away as more demos rain out on the pitch here. Flip is going to get one of his own on the pass back here. And Aventus, like we mentioned, this goal, first goal is so crucial, and it's going to be Doge with the big dunk, and the Pineapples strike first.
Yeah, and I mean, just an unfortunate play. Winter, not the best touch and catch. He's trying to get a follow-up, but it goes right to Doge. Doge is there. He gets the dunk. Pineapples continue their momentum from game number 6, where they had such dominant offense. Doge doing everything this game, has all 3 shots. Flashes with the assist, but it was really the dunk on Winter that sealed the deal. And Winter having to clear this ball out, having to get the clear once again. Flashy's not going to be able to find the touch. Hoop Cup trying to take possession, trying to get a beat, but Doge is there again. Big step up from the third man on this team. We talked about Flashy and Flip1010, and Flashy's almost able to get a shot there. Almost made me trip over my words. And the real thing is, this is a 3-man team. All 3 players are so exceptional on this roster. Doge is having a phenomenal game here, but Bearcats, they gotta come back. They gotta force the OT just for me, just for the content, and for everybody here, so we can see it all come down to the wire.
Yeah, we just want to see a close one here in this game 7. And the series has already provided so many close moments, so many clutch moments. And now the Bearcats got to find the way to attack here. It's Hoop Cup. He's going to force 2 out there. The ball cleared back into their end. Now this one pops up high. It's Ragtag Barrel. He's been clutch in game 7 already. Can he find something here? The ball is up. It's Hoop looking for something there, but can't quite find it. The ball floats up high again. Doge going to get that touch as the ball ricochets off the corner. Another jump here is Pineapples. No boost for 2 players on the backboard. Flip thought about going for this one. It's high off the backboard. Is there a read from Hoop Cup? He's trying to find something insane, but he can't quite find it, as this one is still staying in there. A great pass out, but it's blocked away. A massive save. That was a good connection from the Bearcats, but the Pineapples, their defense snips it out now, as this one, Flip, he's going to take control, taking it up, going underneath, trying to find the dunk, but can't quite do it here, as the Bearcats had their opportunities. A fake coming through, trying to pop it up. Ragtag is going to send it up high here, as we've got 2 minutes remaining here in this one. Aventus, the Bearcats, they are pushing to try to tie this up.
Yeah, with the midfield presence has been there for the Pineapples. They've been able to commit every single step of the way, not allowing them to break out of their half. Still, the Bearcats only have 1 shot to the name, trying to make it 2, but once again, the midfield line flashes with a potential shot. Double commit comes through. Winter, you gotta get a touch, and he's able to get a bump instead. Flip having to play that one to the corner. Pineapples still ahead, 1:30 remaining, but Bearcats not out of it yet, looking for the shot, but it's gonna be blocked once again in the midfield by this Pineapples roster, and the Pineapples do not want to let anything get close to their net.
Final opportunities here for the Bearcats. Only 75 seconds remain in this game, possibly in their season, as this one, Pineapples stalling it out there, trying to put a dagger in here. Bearcats, they only need to find 1 though. So now, a minute remaining, double commit force, shot attempt coming through, denied away here by the Bearcats. They need to break out though. Hoop is trying to get back to it. Flash off the corner. Ball has to be saved away by Winter. A clutch touch to the corner, but the Pineapples, they're stalling out the time here. They're starving the boost here. They're trying to make something happen, but Ragtag off the backboard. What does he have for us? He finds a dunk there, but it's blocked away. A great touch on the backboard here by the Pineapples as they look to control again. Flashy's gonna find that touch. Bearcats, a little bit of a double commit there. They're panicking, trying to make something happen. They know this season is on the line here. This series on the line. A first ever grand finals berth on the line, and they want it all. There's a shot. is going to be parried away there. Final opportunity here. This one off the corner, bouncing up, Flip. He's going to make a touch. The ball goes up high. The Bearcats have to race back. It's just Ragtag Bear against the world.
Oh, no.
And Flashy, he wants to end it there, but now it's not going to go on target as this one's sent back. The Bearcats, can they find a 0-second miracle? The ball up to the ground. No, it's going to stay up. It's floating. Do they have an opportunity? The ball's still there. The shot. No. It's denied away at the last second. The Pineapples, they deny it, and they are going to the grand finals.
Oh my god, I saw the triple commit coming out from the Pineapples at 0 seconds. I saw Bearcats with the shot opportunity, but Doge was there with the dagger in hand. He was able to keep the Pineapples alive, keep their season alive, get them to win a Game 7 victory, and he had an absolutely beautiful Game 7 as well. This Bearcats roster was so close they could taste it, but unfortunately was just ripped away from them.
Wow. I mean, what a series Ventus right there between these two teams. It came down to the very last shot there, and the Pineapples denied it away with some defense. They dominated the Game 7 in pressure and locked it down when it mattered the most. And unfortunately, from a great season for the Bearcats, I mean, you got to give them props. Ventus, some underdogs here, pushed two teams to the brink here, one to win away from the grand finals, and just couldn't quite finish it off.
Yeah, and man, I think it was really the step up from Doge in that Game 7. It looked like all hope was lost. It looked like the tie was going to come through. Flashies and Flip had both a really good Game 6, but it was really Doge in the midfield stepping it up big time. He was able to shut them down at every single turn, and even with some great pop-off plays from Winter and Ragtag, it just was not enough for them to be able to secure their ticket to the grand finals. They played absolutely phenomenally, took them all the way to the wire, but unfortunately, the trend rewrites itself. Pineapples were able to take game number 7, and they are going to look, you know, it's the winner between Gravelords. I assume it's kind of Gravelords, but, you know, it's going to be such a close series between the Gravelords there and the Whiteout. I think that the biggest reason, I think Mayo's not going to be there, so I'm not really sure what that's going to look like with the Gravelords. But the Pineapples might be getting their wish. They've been talking to me, Flashies and Flip, talking about how they want to face the Gravelords in the grand finals, try to break their undefeated record, try to break their perfect season, and they get their wish. They got to play better, though. I think this was a little bit of a lackluster game overall. I think they made too many mistakes, and I think that if they want to take down the Gravelords, they need to come out strong in the next series.
Yeah, they will. And I mean, a Game 7 victory to send yourself to the grand finals. That is what everyone loves to see here, as they are going to take it. And it's going to send us to our second Game 7 of the night. And now we are going to be heading to our third series of the night as we find our first Titan League action of the semifinals. It's going to be another great one, so make sure you guys stick around. We are going to be heading to that one in just a minute here. We got Phoenix taking on Dragons, two of the top teams in the Titan League, going head to head. So make sure you guys stick around, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes.